Thursday in Shepherdstown. An eagle in a thermal is a circling round like a tire on a bike rolling down Columbus Street. But Katie got a little look of hope in her eyes, and her arms unfolded and she looked to the skies and said, I'm gonna learn to fly around with you, yeah. She jumped up high and she fell to the ground and skinned her little knee and made a horrible sound. She got right up and she tried it again and smiled.
Lake Birabeen, here on Fraser Island. Inland from Yurong, and just before you get to Central Station, there's a sign telling you to turn left. Follow the track, which is much easier track than that one across from Yurong, which is churned up by all the buses and tourists, four drives and so forth, heading to Lake McKenzie. But said take the turn left, follow the track another couple of kilometres and you come across Lake Birabeen, which is this one here. And it's almost as stunning, and you won't have the crowds. Great spot for families. You can see there's heaps of beach, and it's nice white sand, and the water is also a bit warmer. Magnificent Lake McKenzie was our next stop. You just can't get this close and not stop by for a swim.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
We also had to introduce our friends to Central Station. I can't get enough of this place. Well, Adele goes at 4-wheel driving.
This could be interesting.
So this is Adele's first shot at having a drive on the tracks here on Fraser. So far so good. Now we've got Denise and Jason behind. Denise is driving. This is basically driving Miss Daisy meets sand track.
Slow and steady wins the race.
How's it been driving? Have you enjoyed driving? You're distracting Adele at a hairy little moment as we cross a little bit of water. That night we got back late to find a dingo had been inside our tent and put holes in the royal chair. Another cracking sunrise, then we did some fishing before joining up with our mates again for the day. So is the idea for the day head straight up to Champagne Pearls?
Yeah, I think we'll go there first, then we can take our time and make our way back to the site.
Sweet. Any other things you want to see on the way back?
Yeah, you can suggest.
Well, you guys missed Eli Creek and Mahina yesterday. Not sure if you want to see those.
Probably do Mojito on the way back for a few photos.
How are you? How much does it cost for the plane flight? Yeah.
$80 per person.
Okay, and how long is the flight for?
About 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay. How many fit in the plane?
We've got 7 each plane, but we've got 2 planes today, so
Okay.
we have heaps of seats.
Awesome.
Cool,
Thank
thank
you. Okay, so it is $80 for 3 or more people, $100 for 2 people. Flight goes for 15 to 20 minutes, and it takes you inland and over the lakes and over Lake McKenzie and so forth.
You cover about 80 kilometres of the island, so that's pretty good.
Apparently covers about 80 k's of the island.
Not too bad, eh?
Hey guys, we're on our exploration of places on Fraser Island that you've probably never been or seen. And what we've done, we've made our way from the ocean side, came in from the Urung Resort, made our way to Lake McKenzie, and on the way out from Lake McKenzie, we've turned right, heading towards Kingfisher Bay. We followed that 3 k's until we came to a sharp right-hand bend, and right there you'll see the sign to McKenzie Jetty. We've walked approximately 3.5 kilometres from that point along the old track until we've reached right here, and we can see the beach here behind us, and of course McKenzie Jetty right here. Now McKenzie Jetty, this location is an old timber mill. So back from 1919 to 1925, the McKenzie mill operated from right here. The mill was closed in 1925, but it was continued by the government until the 1930s before it was fully closed down. And you'll see all our footage here of the McKenzie Jetty now. It's quite diminished. There's not much to it anymore. From here, we're about to take a walk a little way up on the beach, back inland along the track, and take you to somewhere else really special. Now here on the jetty, you'll see these pylons with Roman numerals. These numerals are there, and they will give you a guide as to what the length of the span of the bridge is, the jetty. The jetty doesn't look to have a lot of life left in her. Look at this one just here. It's only just hanging on. I'm not sure just how much weight is in there, but we can see the one behind it is already gone. And the beams above are separated. But I don't think there's too much life left in this old girl by the looks of her.
Disillusion broken, but your memory's intact. Well, it's running through your head like an explosion. And the smiles on all the faces of the children in the park are just a momentary loss of inhibition. Or you try to keep it all intact with bubblegum and twine. Well, it's bound to make a mess along the sidewalk. And a sticky wish is weaseled in the corner of your brain. Now it's time to let the weasel talk again. Oh, it's clear as mud and nearly twice as thick. It's out of reach and heavy as a brick. Well, it's quick to make a notion of your overgrown emotion, and it's getting so much louder every day. What you saying, what you saying?
So we've come out on the track, we've found McKenzie Jetty. The sign told us to walk another just 20 metres north. We did that up the track as it suggested we do. Stay to the left, you come to a Y section, go left, up over the hill to the top, and follow that around past the ocean, and keep following that. We'll go to the top, then come back down, and you'll see the sign for Z-Force. And this is where we are. So we've found this. This is Fraser Commando School. So they called it Z-Force. And in 1943 to 1945, in training for World War II, secret agents were sent here to this secret location under what was called the Z Special Unit. And something like 900 personnel went through training here, and they did all sorts of rigorous training. They were pushed through all sorts of physical fitness, weaponry, unarmed combat, explosives, and they actually worked, including explosives training, on the Mahino wreck out of here as well. So Training finished 1945. Here we have it. 909 soldiers attended the Fraser Island Commando School. So 380 personnel from this special Z unit took part in operations behind Japanese lines. It started out here as just a cluster of tents, and that's all their accommodation was, but eventually it became to include a school, a gymnasium, there was a post office, library, huts, and weapon and powder magazine and workshops, and there was a 10-bed hospital here as well. So all these things were part of this area just here. We'll go for a walk through, and I'm sure we'll be able to find some of the concrete bases or stumps and things from those old buildings. The area's scattered with a lot of old vehicles and engine parts, vehicle parts. You can see where buildings used to be. A lot of it's now lays rusted. Up here we can see the pylons where a building obviously was. No doubt probably the actual school that they did the training in. More rusted vehicle part there. Okay, we've got some concrete slab here. Clearly been battered by weather since 1945. It's nearly 75 years ago now. Just clearing some cobwebs away with the stick. It was a secret commando training school back then, and it still remains a fair secret today. Looks like an old V8 engine block of some sort, will be for a tractor or a truck. Let me take you down to here. There's another slab and stumps there. And here we are with the special memorial. You can see in the tree at the back there. It's not a number 2, that's the letter Z for Z-Force. I haven't had a look yet, but you can only imagine that these are people from the classes of Z-Force. Back in the 1940s, and the Australian flag flies. This reads, Z Special Unit, Wreath Memorial Warriors, RIP. Humbling location, and as I say, it's quite secret and not very well known about even still now, some 75 years later. It's just here, just off the beach on Fraser Island. We can see the ocean right there. Once we're out the front there, we can see right out to Hervey Bay. Kingfisher Bay is just a few short walk, a few kilometres north from here. Did you know how far?
About 2.9, I think.
2.9. I was going to say 3k, so it's about there. So as I mentioned, the track takes you up that way to Kingfisher Bay Resort, and this way down to McKenzie Lake McKenzie. We're just parked up here, McKenzie Jetty. There's the sign, and the old track is barricaded off, road closed, and a sign here, all vehicles are restricted from the track. So that's what you're looking for. And from here, we left at 2:30 and it's now 20 past 3. So it's a good 50-minute walk back. So 3/4 of an hour, 50 minutes walk back from McKenzie Jetty and from the Z-Force Command Unit.
Boy, do I need a drink. So hot. Thanks, love.
One more absolutely stunning sunrise before it was time to leave the island. Fraser Island really is truly magnificent. We still have so much to explore and we'll be back to do that again soon. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.